There is a poem in all of us, and no matter where your path takes you professionally, you have a story to tell and no one can tell it better than you. I spoke with Mo Flows, who balances his passion for poetry with being a college professor in mathematics. Dr. B by day, super spoken word artist by night.
It's a caged bird sings and in the mouth must freestyle.
Welcome to Spoken Word RVA. If you can hear me say word.
I know you as the astounding Mo Flows, the slam poet, but you have students,
Yes.
and your students call you.
So my students call me anywhere from Dr. B, Dr. Brown, Mr. Brown. I don't, you know.
Doctor.
Yeah, doctor.
the esteemed Dr. Brown.
Try factoring these or using the quadratic equation to answer these 4 questions for all 3 of those. Go.
I have a PhD in systems modeling analysis. To sum that up, is just being able to take data and make mathematical models and analyze it. That's all it is.
So now you are Dr. Brown by day, Mo Flows by night.
Today God looked at the morning sun, saw that it was good, but realized that the morning would be better with coffee. Thirsty for perfection, God decides to grind together beauty and intellect. Spread seeds on Ethiopian ground, uncoincidentally, sowing the fabric of our existence.
Does inspiration ever hit you mid-class?
Inspiration hits me all the time, anytime. Definitely mid-class. Or sometimes I'll be talking to my students and I'll say something like, "Oh, that's a bar," and I'll write it down. So I'm constantly just taking notes all the time.
Is there any crossover between how you handle problem solving or how you are in a classroom and then how you're approaching the writing?
Absolutely. The way that I approach my lesson planning, that's a creative process in itself. And I think that's what allowed me to be successful as an educator. It's definitely a lot more connected than people would think.
Give it up for Mo Flows!
I mean, you think I know beyond a reasonable doubt that I possess potential to rock a nation.
For a decade, Mo Flows has balanced being a college professor, spoken word artist, and slam poet. The latter has afforded him opportunities to travel across the East Coast, including being a part of Richmond's award-winning poetry slam team, the Writer's Den. Okay, so then let's talk about the process for writing for you.
Okay.
Right? Here's the topic. Here's what I'm experiencing, because you're writing from a personal place a lot of times.
Correct.
How linear is that journey?
Once I determine something that I want to talk about, whatever that topic is, and a lot of times those topics come from anywhere, I don't necessarily have a game plan on exactly what I want it to look like. So I more or less just start jotting down ideas. And once I start jotting my ideas down, now I start kind of piecing the puzzle together. So I might have, 10, 20 statements written down about the topic. Just what do I feel about this topic? Sometimes the metaphor might come out first.
First time that I hugged my father was at my high school graduation. I was damn near a man. The little boy in me wanted to hold on so desperately despite awkwardly feeling like I was holding on to a stranger.
Some people, it's more punchline driven, right? It's very similes or juxtaposition. Are there any particular poetic devices or tools that you lean on when writing? Do you have anything that you cater to?
It changes. It's definitely changed as I've grown as an artist. One of the things I wanted to do was I didn't want to get caught up in being the type of artist that is only good at one thing. I definitely try to lean heavy on wordplay, like playing around with words. Definitely try to lean heavy on the punchlines, right? Like when I step up to the microphone and give you a piece, you're not sure exactly what you're gonna get. You might get a punchline. You might get an extended metaphor. You might get a love poem. You might get this. You might get that. Like when I finish a poem, I will say, what is something I can add here that maybe I haven't done before? And maybe I'll find something I haven't tried before. Can I put a haiku in this poem somewhere? Maybe. And I'll just try different stuff. So I think that helps me stay well-rounded and not put myself into a box.
Smells like copper Buddha. Aroma strong, hits like iron fists, brewed and roasted just right, she fiery. So savory, flavory, I'm saying her spirit loves fiercely. gives off this energy that makes mankind fiend for caffeine. Her mind Java being rich with a hard shell. She headstrong. Every morning I yawn a silent scream for coffee.
I think that's dope, and I think that speaks to kind of your trajectory as an artist, and also kind of balancing, you know, being a you know, this kind of numbers guy essentially, and also a creative. Like you don't feel like you have to box yourself in, right? Like you're a creative, but you're also this, and you're also these things, and you're also these things, and you've been able to kind of straddle the fence, and then do all these things at a high level. Any advice for writers who don't think that they're writers, right? Because they exist in these other spaces that are less, you know, that aren't imaginative or aren't creative.
Absolutely. I think I don't have any regrets, so I don't want to make this sound like I have any regrets. But at first, I didn't realize that I was a writer because I felt like, you know, I had to do a certain thing to make a certain amount of money. But I always found myself captivated by poetry and just writing in general. Funny story, I was going through my yearbook from 8th grade. Like all the superlatives I have didn't have anything to do with math. They were like, you know, best writer, most creative, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, wow, I've been sitting on this talent all this time.
And on the next day, God created man from the dust.
You could do what you love, and you know, if you still want to take another route, you don't have to let go of that. And I felt like I let go of that for years. And so my advice would be, if you like to write, keep writing. If you like to draw, keep drawing. Because those things, although they're creative skills that you'll always have, they're also erroneous in a sense. Like you start to kind of lose that skill a little bit. And yeah, just stick with it all the way.
Nice.
Stick with it all the way.
I like that.